Welcome to the 1-Star Weak Foot Show, FIFA 21 edition, starring your host, 1-Star Weak Foot, and our review specialist, 1-Star Weak Foot. Bow! Good evening, beautiful people of YouTube, and welcome to the 1-Star Weak Foot Show, your one-stop shop for player reviews. I'm going to be your host today, 1-Star Weak Foot, and it makes me feel great to see you back on the channel. Thank you very much for tuning in, as always. So, as you guys can tell by the thumbnail, we are going to be talking about a throwback card, a card that was a legend of past FIFAs. It's going to be none other than Shaarawy. So guys, let's take a look at this card. When you look at this Shaarawy card, he has a lot of the things to be a meta card on this game. He has a 93 pace and a 91 dribbling, which are among the most important stats here. He has the 5-star skill moves, and he has the finesse shot trait. So we're going to see how good he is. Is he living up to the SBC price? Should you bring him into the weekend league? I'm going to aim to answer these questions. Before we go any further though, if you're enjoying the content, if you want more content like this, do me a big favor. Hit the like button down below. And if you're new to the channel, as always, don't be shy. Hit the subscribe button down below. I appreciate all you guys once again for watching this video. And if you have any player review requests, let me know in the comment section down below. So let's look at this card a little bit closer. He's 5'10". He has medium work rates. He's right-footed with a 5-star, 4-star combination, as you guys see here. I have played 4 games with him in division rivals, and he has 5 goals and 4 assists from the left striker position. And his face stats look very nice. And when you delve deeper into his in-game stats, there are a lot of interesting things to talk about. Shooting-wise, he looks like he's going to bring you some end product. I mean, 86 finishing, 92 attack positioning look like very promising stats. Passing wise, 84 on the face stat doesn't look that great, but when you look at the in games, I mean, he has the important stats down packed with the 91 vision, the 85 short passing, the 94 curve. You might be the one to play him as a cam, especially with the medium work rates, and you might be wondering if he's going to be good in that role. Trust me, we'll talk about it. His dribbling stats once again look very nice, but my question here is at 5'10", is he gonna feel like 91 dribbling? We're gonna see the answer to that question as well. 86 stamina is very nice as well, but he doesn't really have much strength or aggression to talk about. So without further ado, we're gonna jump into the gameplay. I'm gonna take you over to our review specialist in the studios, 1-Star Weak Foot. Take it away. Thanks, 1-Star. So according to Footbin, this SBC is gonna cost you 200 to 250K on the PS4 market. Is he worth it? I think if he fits your team and you don't have to do too much to fit him on your team chem-wise, I think he's a good value. Is he a must-do SBC? I would say no. He's more of a fun SBC. We're going to talk about the stats, starting with the 93 pace, and honestly, he feels very quick. His acceleration coming out of the skill moves is very nice, and if you want somebody to get in behind, he's going to be able to do that for you very well. Overall, this guy's pace is a 9.5 out of 10. Next, we're going to talk about shooting, because if you want to spend this amount of coins untradeable on an attacker, he has to have some end product. And this card definitely has some decent end product. His 92 attack positioning is what really stood out for me. With his pace and his positioning, he was very hard to mark for defenders, and he always made very intelligent runs into the box. His 86 finishing meant that if he got it from the right angle, he was going to hit the back of the net, especially with his 83 shot power. I think those are decent stats combined. Nothing too spectacular, but he's a fairly reliable finisher in front of net. He also has 88 long shots, so if you catch a finesse from just outside the box, that thing is going to be deadly. Overall, this guy's shooting is an 8.5 out of 10. He's not the most clinical finisher in the world, but he's very reliable, and if you get it from the right angle, best believe you can start putting that on the score sheet. Next, we're going to talk about his passing, and this was a part of the card that actually surprised me. His playmaking ability enabled him to bring other players into the game very effectively. And it really starts with his 91 vision, his 85 short passing. So in and around the box, if your opponent decides to play a 5-3-2 and pack that box, he's going to be able to pick out a pass, bring another player into the game very effectively. His 94 curve really helps with that as well. I mean, your opponent can have a lot of players really creating a low block in that box, but this Shaarawy card is the park the buzz killer in that regard. His long passing is 73, doesn't look that great in paper, but honestly his through balls were fine, his over the top passes were decent, and overall I gotta give his passing an 8.5 out of 10. You might be wondering at home, should you play him at cam? And I do think he's actually a very good cam on this game. As long as you know how to dribble and as long as you know how to pick out a pass, this guy won't let you down. Speaking of dribbling though, we will be talking about his dribbling stats. And you might be wondering, does he feel 91 dribbling? And in my opinion, in the smooth gameplay, yes he does. His responsiveness is very nice. The way he turns is very smooth, and his 5-star skills and the way he executes them are very, very good. Where I do have some issues with him is in the delayed gameplay. He's not one of those players that's gonna still feel decent in delay. He was very hard to maneuver when I used him in delayed gameplay, and that's really not necessarily unique to him. A lot of cards on this game are not going to feel great in delay. There are cards on this game like Mbappe, Neymar, Ronaldo that still can beat the delay and still score some goals. This Shaarawy card just doesn't quite have the quality in his dribbling to do that, but don't get it twisted. When the gameplay is decent, he's gonna be very fun to use. His 5-star skills are very nice, and his close control is not too shabby. What I did notice with him though is he was very sticky. Sometimes I would lose the ball, I would maybe mistime a skill move, or maybe my player would just take a long time to turn because of the gameplay. The ball tended to bounce back to him over and over again, and I think it's really his dribbling stats, his agility and balance stats come into effect here. Overall, this guy's dribbling is an 8.5 out of 10. Very, very good, but in my opinion, not elite dribbling. Finally, we'll be talking about his physical, and his 86 stamina was very nice to have. I played him at the striker position. He lasted all game, no issues. His 60 strength actually felt better than it did in game, and I'm not really quite sure why, because the 50 aggression is pretty poor as well. But the way he was able to ride challenges was very decent. Maybe it was because of his agility and balance, but like I said, he felt very sticky, and that's something I tend to notice with people with higher strength and higher aggression. So I'm not really sure why I was noticing it with this card in particular. Overall, this guy's physical is a 7 out of 10. He gets the job done. He doesn't really feel like somebody who can get bullied, and he's fairly sturdy riding a challenge. Alright guys, so what's the final verdict on this card? I think he's a really fun card to use with the 5-star skills and the finesse shot trait. He actually is a very well-rounded attacker with the pace, the dribbling, the finishing, the passing, and even some decent physical to add along to it. But he's not an amazing card. He's not a must-do card. Let's say you're running a Prem team, it doesn't really fit your team. But if you're running a Serie A team and you can't afford Ribery, I think he's a great option to bring in. And overall, I gotta give him an 8.5 out of 10. He's a very good card, and I do think he's Weekend League certified. Alright guys, so that's gonna be my Shaarawy review. I hope you guys found it helpful. Once again, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will see you in the next episode, but until then,